It was one of those mornings that already felt cursed before the first bell rang. The sky was grey and oppressive, with a slow, steady rain that soaked your socks, even if you ran from the parking lot. Inside Millstone High, everything was damp. Backpacks, jackets, even the mood. I was dragging my feet toward first period when I noticed something off. Room 207, normally lit with the blue glow of Mrs. Halpern's aggressive PowerPoints, was dim and hushed. A crowd had gathered outside, and people were craning their necks to look at a note taped to the door. I pushed through to see it for myself. Mrs. Halpern out on extended medical leave, substitute assigned Miss Lana. No last name, just Miss Lana. "She's in there," someone whispered. "Go look," so I did. I peeked in and froze. There she was. Tall, confident, late 20s or early 30s, with sleek dark hair that curled perfectly at the ends. She wore black heels that clicked against the floor, and a white blouse so crisp it could slice paper. But what caught me most was her eyes. Sharp, calculating, as if she was already reading each of us. She turned and smiled. "Come in, take a seat, I'm Miss Lana. Let's try to survive each other." The way she said it didn't feel like a joke. It felt like a warning. As students shuffled in, people were already texting under their desks. The gossip machine ignited in real time. She looks like she should be on a TV set, not in a high school. Who wears heels to teach seniors? She followed me on Instagram during class. I sat toward the back and watched. She didn't take attendance. She didn't consult the seating chart. She didn't even ask our names. Instead, she launched into an impromptu discussion about Othello, but the questions were weird. If someone betrayed you in the worst way, would you forgive them or make them pay? When someone said forgive, she tilted her head and asked, "Would that make you weak?" Then her gaze drifted toward a boy in the second row, Tyler. Tyler was a model student, quiet, polite, always punctual. But I noticed something strange. He wouldn't meet her eyes, and his hands were clenched so tightly around his pencil that it snapped halfway through class. At lunch, the whispers multiplied. She asked me about my dad's job. Not casually. Like she already knew he travels a lot. She said she liked the scent I was wearing. "How'd she know what it was?" "I never told anyone." Someone else said she mentioned a memory from their childhood. Something they hadn't told anyone at school. By fifth period, Tyler was gone. Just gone. No one had seen him leave. His stuff was still in his locker, but he never came back after lunch. A teacher said he went home sick. But later, one of his friends claimed he'd texted a single message. "She knows." After school, I hung back. Call it instinct. Something about Miss Lana didn't sit right with me. I waited in the shadow of the administration building, and sure enough, there she was, walking briskly to a sleek, black European car that didn't belong in a teacher's lot. I could hear her talking on the phone as she unlocked the driver's door. "No, not yet," she said, her voice clipped. "The boy is close, but he's holding back. I think he suspects something." There was a pause. "No, I haven't told them who I am. If they find out too early, this whole thing falls apart." Then she ended the call and drove off, tires hissing in the rain. That night, someone posted a bombshell in the school's private Discord channel. A blurry but readable photo of her ID. Someone had taken it while she wasn't looking. Her name wasn't Lana. It was Natalie Lynch. And that name triggered something in someone else, who immediately dropped a news link in the thread. 4 years ago, a woman named Natalie Lynch was implicated in a missing persons case in New Jersey. No charges filed, no trial. Just questions. A teen boy disappeared from a private school where she had briefly worked. She'd resigned and vanished soon after. Comment after comment poured in. "She's not on the district website. I checked. No substitute certification. I reverse image searched her. That's not even her LinkedIn name." Someone tried to report it to the office, but the front desk staff claimed they had her paperwork. "Everything's in order," they said. "We verified her background. Except she wasn't fingerprinted. No teacher badge. Just a visitor sticker. And yet she was standing at the head of room 207 every morning like she belonged." By the time second period rolled around the next day, Tyler still hadn't come back. But Miss Lana was there, smiling and watching. The days following Miss Lana's arrival at Millstone High were anything but ordinary. The once predictable rhythms of school life had been disrupted, replaced by an undercurrent of unease and speculation. Students whispered in hallways, teachers exchanged concerned glances, and the administration maintained a conspicuous silence. Unsettling observations. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was profoundly wrong. Miss Lana's behaviour, while outwardly professional, was laced with peculiarities. She never consulted the seating chart, yet she addressed students by name. She asked probing questions unrelated to the curriculum, often delving into personal territories that left students visibly uncomfortable. One afternoon, I noticed her lingering near the lockers long after classes had ended. She seemed to be observing the students, her gaze intense and unblinking. When she caught me watching, she offered a smile that didn't reach her eyes and walked away without a word. The disappearance of Tyler. Tyler's absence was the talk of the school. Officially, he was homesick, but rumours suggested otherwise. Some claimed he had transferred schools overnight. Others whispered about a family emergency. None of it added up. I decided to visit Tyler's house, hoping to find some answers. His mother answered the door, her eyes red-rimmed and weary. "Tyler's not here," she said, her voice trembling. "He left, without a word. We haven't heard from him." I pressed for more information, but she shook her head and closed the door. The encounter left me with more questions than answers. Digital footprints. Determined to uncover the truth, I turned to social media. Tyler's profiles had been wiped clean. No posts, no photos, no trace of his online presence. It was as if he had never existed. I reached out to his close friend Mia, who reluctantly agreed to meet. Over coffee, she revealed that Tyler had been acting strangely before his disappearance. He was paranoid, she said. Kept saying someone was watching him. He mentioned Miss Lana a few times. Said she knew things about him that he never told anyone. Mia handed me a flash drive. "Tyler gave me this, told me to keep it safe. Said it had everything." The contents of the flash. Drive back home. I plugged the flash drive into my laptop. It contained a folder labelled Evidence, filled with documents, audio recordings and video clips. One video showed Miss Lana in a heated phone conversation. "No, I haven't told them who I am," she said. "If they find out too early, this whole thing falls apart." Another file was a scanned document, a background check on Natalie Lynch, revealing a history of aliases and employment at various schools, each tenure ending abruptly. The most chilling file was an audio recording of Tyler. "If you're hearing this, it means I'm gone," his voice quivered. "Miss Lana isn't who she says she is. She's dangerous. Please be careful." Connecting the dots, I began to piece together the puzzle. Miss Lana, or Natalie Lynch, had a pattern, assuming new identities, infiltrating schools, and leaving chaos in her wake. Tyler had discovered her secret and now he was missing. I compiled the evidence into a dossier and presented it to Principal Harris. He listened intently, his expression grave. "This is serious," he said. "I'll notify the authorities immediately." The unravelling. The next day, Miss Lana was absent. Word spread that she had resigned unexpectedly. The police launched an investigation, and the school was abuzz with speculation. A week later, Tyler returned. He looked exhausted but relieved. He explained that he had gone into hiding after receiving threats, fearing for his safety. With the evidence and Tyler's testimony, the authorities tracked down Natalie Lynch. She was arrested and charged with multiple offences, including identity theft and endangering minors. Aftermath. The school community slowly returned to normal, but the scars remained. Students were more cautious, teachers more vigilant, and the administration more transparent. As for me, I learned the importance of speaking up and the power of perseverance. The experience left an indelible mark, a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous threats come from those who wear a friendly face. Chapter 3. The Final Lesson. The morning after the chaos felt unsettlingly quiet. The hallways of Millstone High buzzed with whispers, but the usual youthful energy had been replaced by an eerie tension. I walked through the corridors, aware that every footstep echoed like a warning. Tyler hadn't come back to school. After his return and the confrontation with Lana, his parents had withdrawn him, citing mental health concerns. It was understandable. What he'd endured at her hands was far more than anyone could have imagined. The bruises weren't just physical. Word spread that Lana, if that was her real name, had left town overnight. The administration claimed she resigned, but I didn't buy it. Too many threads were left dangling, and my gut told me there was more, much more. I found Kayla sitting alone by the science wing stairs. Her usual spark had dimmed. She looked up at me with red-rimmed eyes. "She watched us," she said. "Every move we made, like she was studying us." That word stuck with me. Studying. Later that day, I dug into the staff files, or tried to. The main office clerk, Miss Jensen, gave me a tight smile and told me access was restricted. Even teachers weren't allowed to see personnel files. But I remembered something. The district's online public records site. If Lana had worked elsewhere, maybe I could trace her path. It took hours and some creative keyword searching, but eventually I uncovered a disturbing pattern. A woman with similar credentials had worked at 4 different schools over the past 7 years, each time under a different variation of her name: Natalie Lynch, L.N. Archer, Nora Lane. And at each of those schools, strange reports followed. Students who disappeared mid-semester, teachers who resigned abruptly, and parents who filed complaints that mysteriously vanished. I wasn't the only one searching. Mr. Keller, the school counsellor, approached me with a file in his hand. He looked shaken. "I don't know who you are," he said carefully, "but you've clearly been asking the right questions. You should see this." The file contained evaluations, notes scribbled in the margins of fake lesson plans, and references to something called the Circle. According to Keller, the Circle was a rogue educational think tank that had been disbanded over a decade ago, but apparently some of its members went underground. Lana had been one of them. Their goal? Unethical behavioural experiments conducted on students in real-world conditions. She picked students who were vulnerable, Keller explained. She isolated them, broke them down, documented their reactions. I didn't realise it at first, but Tyler wasn't the first. Rage bubbled inside me. This went beyond scandal. This was predatory, and it had happened right under our noses. I decided to take it public. I compiled everything: the aliases, the pattern, Keller's file, and the testimonies of affected students. I contacted a journalist who'd once been a student here herself, someone who cared. She agreed to run the story. The fallout was immediate. The district launched an internal investigation. Lana, or Natalie or whoever she was officially declared a person of interest by state authorities. The school board was grilled at a public hearing. Parents filled the auditorium with angry voices, and Millstone High was placed under special review. But most importantly, the students spoke up. Tyler, even in his absence, became a symbol of resilience. Kayla started a support group. Other students came forward with their stories, and bit by bit the healing began. There are still scars. Trust takes time. But what happened here sparked something bigger: reform, awareness, accountability. And maybe, just maybe, Lana's final lesson was the one we taught her: that even the most vulnerable, when united, are stronger than those who prey on them.